Miss Kirby.
It's easy for you to say. 2 weeks riding cable cars. Eating lobster at Fisherman's Wharf, Golden Gate Bridge.
Murray, do you remember the song, I Left My Heart in San Francisco? Well, I was too busy giving depositions.
For all I know, it was a lot easier when Houston was running things. He won't even let me discuss business with him on this floor.
Murray, what is this?
It's what it looks like. It's a poker game. It's been going on 3 days now that I know of.
Isn't that Toomey Malone, the pro football player?
Ex-pro football player, now a private eye type. Houston used him as a leg man while you were gone. Using the term loosely, the lady next to him is known as Disaster Mary.
Won't matter if you do find it. We ran out of beer last night.
Are you saying this isn't last night anymore?
No beer? What kind of poker game is this?
Come on, Slim. Have I ever let you down before? I mean, beer's on its way. 2 cases and the usual nachos and pickled pig's feet.
Houston Investigations.
Please, it's Jim Kirby. It's an emergency. I've got to talk to Houston right away. They're gonna kill me.
Houston.
Hello, CJ.
Houston, Jim Kirby is on the line. I think you better take this one.
Right. I fold.
Six times the lover. No help.
Hello, Jim.
Houston, you've got to help me. They're gonna kill me. Look, they're gonna find me any minute.
Jim, where are you?
I'm across the street in the mall.
Well, you just stay put, and I'll get there as soon as I can, all right? CJ, get a hold of the police and tell them to meet me over there, all right? And it's good to have you back.
Houston.
Jim, what's this all about?
That's the crazy part. It's all so crazy.
What are you talking? What's crazy?
Marilyn, and I love her, and she loves me. Save Marilyn. Don't let them hurt Marilyn.
Well, I won't, Jim. Marilyn, who? How do I find her? Jim.
Marilyn.
Hey, what's the kitchen?
my ticket, Einstein.
No problem.
Buddy, I'm gonna have to take this car.
Hey, no problem.
You still with us, Cal? Come on, punch this thing.
You know something? You're an easy guy to find. You leave dead bodies and wrecked cars everywhere you go.
I'm fine. Next time I pursue some criminals, I'll make sure they're a little more refined.
That's right. Be a wise guy and end up in a metal cage downtown.
Come on, Hoyt. Now, we've been all through this.
Yeah. Guy calls you a half an hour ago. He's in a panic. Somebody's trying to kill him. You rush over, he's dead. You know what? Got 12 witnesses. Most of them think you shot him.
Now, would you just forget about that for a minute? What about the Marilyn thing?
Oh, stop them before they get Marilyn. We don't want to forget about her. But don't worry. We'll check all the Marilyns in his life. You know Pascual Martinez?
Yeah. He's the parking lot manager for my building.
He's on his way to the hospital. He was thrown in front of a car. They don't expect him to live. You private cops are like lightning rods. You draw trouble.
Pascual has got to live, CJ. The man has got 6 kids. One of them's not even a year old.
Houston, the doctor's doing everything they can.
Houston, I took the liberty of breaking up the poker game. I've got Baby all set to go in the Jim Kirby file.
Not now, Murray. Listen, CJ, I want you to get in touch with the people who run the Houston Employees Fund. Just make sure that Pasquale's family's got everything they need.
You got it.
I think you're going to want to see this, Houston.
Murray, I thought when I made you president of Houston Industries that taking care of all these businesses would keep you busy.
Well, they do. I just figured maybe once in a while I could help you with some detective work.
Yeah, Murray, when the police find out who the Marilyn was in Kirby's life, they are bound to find an irate father, a jealous husband who shot him.
That's just it, Houston. Lieutenant Hoyt called while you were with Martinez at the hospital. There was no Marilyn in Jim Kirby's life.
Wait, what do you mean, no Marilyn?
Not that they could come up with it, since they know that Kirby worked here.
I get it. So Hoyt figures he can get more from our files than he can from his own.
Yes, I'll hold. That makes sense. Kirby worked in a security-sensitive area.
James Kirby, 32 years old, single, computer programmer, Houston Trust Funds, formerly Houston Industries.
Is there anything about Marilyn on the file?
Unfortunately, the only Marilyn of any note in Kirby's life that Baby could come up with was Marilyn Stein, Kirby's 4th grade teacher, White Beach Elementary School, 1960-61.
Murray, people don't die for their 4th grade teachers.
Right, so I figured we'd better keep digging. Houston, I think we hit pay dirt. The late Mr. Kirby earned just over $54,000 last year, almost as much the year before.
And?
Financially, everything in his life was fine until about 8 months ago, when money started disappearing out of his accounts like money was water and somebody turned a faucet on. When the man died in the pavement this morning, he was over $100,000 in debt. They'd already shut off his phone and were about to repo his car.
We got any information on where all that money went?
Not in Baby. Figured that's what you might be interested in finding out. That, and who Marilyn is, and if the two have any connection.
Martinez. Martinez. Yes, he managed the parking lot. Mm-hmm. He was the head of a family of 6. The oldest was 9.
Listen, have you got an address on Kirby?
Jotted it down just in case.
Okay, thank you all. I'm sure that Mr. Houston will be interested to know what the fund has to offer the family. Thank you. Bye-bye.
CJ, first thing in the morning, I want you to get a hold of Toomey and have him hit the streets, find out all he can about Kirby.
You looking for anything special?
Well, yeah. A man that spends that kind of money, like Kirby, has got to be hooked. Maybe in 2 different ways, drugs or gambling.
Anything I can do.
Yeah. Murray, the 6th floor, data processing. Talk to the people who worked with Kirby. Find out...
Anything I can. Especially if there was a Marilyn in his life.
Right. Meanwhile, I'll see what I can find in Kirby's apartment.
While trying not to do anything illegal.
Perish the thought, CJ.
Still at it.
I told you guys we should have done this last night.
Well, you don't understand. We weren't told to do it last night.
Yeah, I know. Reardon was too crazy drunk.
Luther's right. You know this whole thing with Reardon and Marilyn is right off a banana boat. He's gonna get us killed.
Oh, what the hell? Mr. Reardon, you shouldn't be here.
I needed to see you. I'm under a lot of pressure. There's questions about why Kirby was killed. Until it eases up, I want you to camp out near the Hatter's house.
And keep an eye on Marilyn?
Till it's over. What about Kirby's apartment?
Well, we haven't been able to get in there yet. The cops are still talking to other tenants.
Have they been in there?
Not yet. They got the place sealed. I think they're waiting for detectives.
We gotta get in there before the cops do. Torch the place.
Mr. Reardon, there's nothing we can do until they leave. Unless you want us to kill them both. Mr. Reardon, you pay me good money to protect you. You'd be a lot safer away from here.
I'll see you at the Hatter's house and shoot you. Only kill the cops if they start to search the place. They can't find any trace of Marilyn.
They won't, Mr. Reardon.
Henry to the Hatter's Street house.
Right, you guys are on your own. He wants me to babysit the broad.
I'm telling you, the man's nuts.
You think this one's nuts? You should have seen the one he had before Marilyn, right? He had this hooker look just like Greta Garbo. Had her all decked out like a silent movie queen.
Then he told her not to talk, so she'd be like the real thing.
And one day she made a mistake. Garbo talked. After he got done roughing her up, he cut her tongue out.
You used to know.
Yeah, as if we didn't have enough trouble.
If he's still around when the cops leave, kill him.
You got it.
Hello, Daddy. I missed you.
I ought to kill you. Understand that? I ought to.
I told you I was sorry. It'll never happen again, Daddy. I promise.
Why do you always have to be such a tramp? Always like in those movies.
I don't make movies anymore, Daddy. I gave them up for you. You know that.
I must be mad. That's what it is. I'm bloody mad. I've given you everything, this house, your car, money. And now I've killed for you. A man I shouldn't have killed, not if I want to stay alive myself.
Jim's dead?
Oh, he's dead. Let me tell you a little secret, darling. The dead are so damn lonely. You want to be lonely, Marilyn?
No, Daddy. I want to be good for you. Please, let me be good.
Over, Dick Tracy. I'll take those pictures.
I had a funny feeling I'd be running into you fellas again.
Yeah, let's get this over with.
That I am sick and tired of following your trail of dead bodies around.
What was I supposed to do, Hoyt? The two guys were gonna kill me.
In an apartment sealed off by police. An apartment you had no business being in the first place.
Hoyt, if you're going to accuse him of any wrongdoing, you'd better read him his rights.
Listen, Counselor, let me tell you...
Lieutenant, now I tried to be nice and let you talk to him while I was patching him up, but being nice didn't work, did it? Therefore, out.
What?
Out! You're a lucky man, Mr. Houston. Quarter of an inch to the right, it would have severed your artery, meaning you probably wouldn't have been here, and I'd still be watching my soap.
Sorry to inconvenience you, Doc.
Don't mention it.
I won't.
By the way, that other patient you asked about, your parking lot manager?
Yeah, Pascual Martinez.
He's out of surgery. And it looks like he's going to make it.
Thank you.
All yours.
You know something, Private Eye? I could have your license a dozen different ways if I wanted to.
Yeah, well, you won't. See, because I have something you need, Hoyt.
You bet you do.
Well, let's start from the top, then. Now, first off, I got into that apartment, and that's where I found the photograph.
I couldn't have been in that apartment more than a couple minutes before I saw the photograph.
Of Kirby and Marilyn Monroe.
I didn't say it made any sense. I'm telling you what I saw.
Houston, do you get the feeling that the good lieutenant doesn't believe you?
I just wish you saw more or remembered more.
I saw everything. I remember everything. I'm telling you everything I know.
Right. You probably saw a photo of Kirby and maybe even a blonde woman. In the confusion and shock of taking on a bullet hit, your mind made a connection between the blonde woman and
the name Marilyn. Are
Right.
you saying Houston is hallucinating?
It wouldn't be the first time, even for a trained professional, you know what I
Then
mean?
forget about Marilyn for a minute. Who do you think shot Kirby?
I don't know. But the man you killed in Kirby's apartment was a syndicate muscle. Now, the captain figures that the syndicate has tidier ways of killing people than shooting them down in public malls.
Kirby is tied to the syndicate? Well, if they're that desperate to kill Kirby, it must be just the tip of the iceberg.
Well, Lieutenant Hoyt came through. Louis Y. Richter, otherwise known as Eddie the Hammer.
Charming nickname.
Well, according to the police record, he's not a very charming man. 14 out of 20 of his adult years were spent in the slammer.
Any specialties?
Hurting people. Hoyt was right. He's a syndicate muscle man. His stint in San Quentin was because he crushed a man to death with his bare hands.
Who's he working for now?
Well, according to the file, he's a bodyguard for this fellow.
It's Tommy Reardon.
You know him?
He's a middle-level syndicate boss involved in everything. Drugs, prostitution, you name it. Everything he's involved in, that man has never spent a day in jail.
You'd think that someone like that would make a mistake somewhere down the line.
You know, he's made lots of mistakes, CJ. He's just what you would call well-connected, starting with his father-in-law.
Hold it, that was my next presentation. L. Douglas Mitchell. He's known as the West Coast Godfather. Rumor has it he really doesn't like Reardon, but Reardon married Daddy's only little girl.
Yeah, well, the question is, what's the syndicate have to do with killing Jim Kirby and a computer programmer and this whole Maryland thing? I don't suppose you came up with anything we use?
Well, I wish I did. But all the questions I asked on the street dealt with Marilyn, and I'm still waiting for the answers. You sure the syndicate boys are tied to this?
Positive.
I was going to make myself a couple of ham sandwiches and chase them down with a six-pack. But with this new syndicate thing, I guess I got a whole new line of questions to ask.
Nice to see you two, Mean.
Mm-hmm. Later.
Thank you. Yeah. I think you can afford to miss a meal or two, don't you?
Okay, where do we begin?
Right where Jim Kirby wanted us to begin. Finding Marilyn. Now, I recognized a pier in a couple of those photographs I saw at that apartment. I think we better start there first off in the morning.
You're late. I had business that I... So important you miss your son's confirmation under the holy sacraments of the church? I'm sorry, Douglas. It was unavoidable. This is a lovely spread. Young Tommy will always remember this. Why was Mr. Kirby killed? We're all making a lot of money through him. Well, can't that wait, Douglas? This is such a happy occasion. Why was Kirby killed, Thomas? Security reasons. Kirby was going to go to the police. We had no choice. Why don't I believe you? Well, it's the truth. I had to have it done. You have a lovely family, Thomas. My daughter, grandchildren. If you ever do anything to hurt them, or if I find out you've lied to me. I told you, Douglas. It's security reasons. Excuse me, Douglas, please. Thought I'd given you orders never to disturb me with the family.
Richter's dead, Mr. Reardon. At Kirby's apartment. He was taken out by Houston.
You won't give up?
He found the pictures of Kirby with Marilyn at the apartment.
What?
Well, we got him back. But he already saw him.
Watch, Houston. If he starts to get close, if he finds Marilyn, I don't care what it takes. Find outside help if you have to, but kill him!
washed the car 3 times. How much longer do I have to stay out here?
Well, you heard what Mr. Reardon said. If you get tired of washing, start waxing.
Next thing you're going to be telling me is there really is a Superman. But that lady, she's a dead ringer for Marilyn Monroe.
I mean, this is kind of weird.
Yeah, but it makes sense.
It does?
Yeah, from what I found out, Reardon just can't help falling for old movie stars. He finds hookers that looks like them, makes them play the part, then lavishes them with gifts, money, you name it.
I wonder if Reardon's father-in-law knows about Marilyn.
That's a very good question, CJ. Listen, what else did you come up with on Kirby?
Plenty. You tying him up with the syndicate, that was the key. Word is, Kirby was a penny ante gambling man. Then about 6 months ago, he met up with Tom Reardon, and they became best of friends.
Oh, and let me guess then, right? All of a sudden, he hit a terrific winning streak, right? Started increasing the size of his bets?
You got it. Then Reardon gave Kirby unlimited credit and introduced him to the wonders of hard drugs.
That's when the bubble burst.
Like an atom bomb. And when all was said and done, then Kirby wound up with $100,000 worth of gambling debts.
But Houston, now Reardon, meaning the syndicate, had their hooks into Kirby. But, I mean, so what? What's the point?
CJ, listen, what I want you to do is go back, talk to all the people that worked with Kirby, find out what he was spending his time on.
Okay, where will you be?
I'm gonna have a little talk with Marilyn.
And what about that goon Gardner?
I'm glad you asked me that, to me.
Hey, Bud.
Yeah?
You got a phone call.
What are you talking about?
Over at the restaurant, some guy's on the phone, says he wants to talk to the guy parked down the street in a beige coupe.
Hey, that must be some mistake.
Says his name is, Reardon.
Reardon?
Why didn't he?
Look, you gonna take the phone call, or do you, want me to tell him you're not interested?
No, I'll take it.
Hey, Bud, this Reardon fella, he says it'd be $20 in it for me.
Am I going crazy, or are you?
Why do you think you're going crazy?
Well, if I didn't know better, I could swear that you're Marilyn Monroe.
Maybe I am.
Yeah. Well, most people think you're dead. Kind of like Jim Kirby's dead.
Who are you?
I am a friend of Jim's. Just before he died, he told me that he loved you very much, and I was supposed to find you because you needed help.
I don't need any help.
Listen, Marilyn, or whatever your name is, you can't run away from this thing.
Please, there's nothing I can tell you.
Of course not.
Mr. Reardon, you were right about making Marilyn stay out front all day and wash her car. Houston found her. He's with her now.
Listen to me. Reardon and his friends wanted to hook Jim. Now, they used gambling and they used drugs. They probably used you. You were the bait, weren't you?
That's not true. I would never have done that to Jim. I loved him. He was the only one who ever...
Yeah, just listen to me for a minute.
You men always think you're so right, and you're always so wrong. Jim, he would be alive now if it wasn't for me. I wasn't the bait. Are you crazy? Jim was killed because Tommy found out about us.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. You can help me put Tommy Reardon in jail for killing Jim. But you got to wake up. You can't go on playing this role the rest of your life. I need your help. Change your mind. This is my card. Please give me a call. Well, CJ, your timing's perfect. What'd you find out at the computer center?
Plenty. When I arrived, Hoyt had already been there. Houston, what do you know about computer theft?
Well, just that one computer is used to gain illegal entrance to another computer's file.
You got it. The reason that Hoyt wanted to get a hold of Kirby's files is because the police department and the FBI were coordinating an investigation. It appears that our computer whiz kid, Jim Kirby, was using the Houston Company computers to tap into, listen to this, Houston, the master computer for the stock exchange.
That could be worth millions of dollars.
Well, that explains why Reardon and his friends worked so hard to hook Jim.
The irony is that the police department feels that they would never have been able to unravel the scam if it wasn't for Kirby's death pointing them in that direction.
And now that Jim's dead, there's no way to tie the syndicate into it.
So the syndicate just goes scot-free and life goes on.
Well, it looks that way.
Well, maybe not.
Houston, I don't like the look in your eye.
Houston, what do you have in mind?
Well, it's called revenge, folks. See, I don't like people running around hurting my friends.
Well, the police can't do anything. What can you do?
Try this on for size. Now, Reardon had Kirby killed in a fit of jealous rage, right?
Right?
Well, when he did that, he cut the syndicate and a not-so-loving father-in-law out of a whole bunch of potential income. Now, what do you suppose they would do if they found out the truth about that?
Well, whatever it is, it wouldn't be terribly pleasant.
Yeah. I do mean I want you to hit the streets, put the word out. I want to have a meeting with this boss man, Reardon's father-in-law. Tell him all about Marilyn Monroe and why Kirby actually was killed.
Houston, when Reardon finds out about this, he's going to come after you.
That's what I'm counting on, CJ.
How in the hell did you know I wasn't one of Reardon's guns?
Because since midnight last night, I've had every entrance to this place monitored with video equipment.
Security informed us before you ever got out of your car.
Now, that's fine. So you're safe as long as you're in the building. But what happens when you go out in the street? I don't have enough cops in the city to protect you.
I'm not looking for protection, Hoyt.
You're crazy.
Houston, you know if you're right
About Reardon and why he killed Kirby, do you know you're leaving him no choice? He has to come and get you?
We've got nothing on Reardon. Now, if he comes after me, then we can possibly get him for attempted murder. Now, in any case, you'll have him behind bars.
And when that happens, Reardon knows that it won't be very long before the syndicate finds out about Marilyn and James Kirby and why Kirby was killed.
And Reardon will need protection from his own.
That's right. Now, the way I feel about it is before very long, you're going to have everybody that's involved in this whole mess on the silver platter.
Houston investigation. Yes, just a moment.
Yeah, this is Houston.
Mr. Houston, I've changed my mind. I want to talk. I want Jim's killer punished.
Well, that's good. Listen, when and where can we meet?
There's an alley behind some warehouses on 5th and Ocean.
That doesn't sound like a very safe place, so why don't we pick some place that you've been to before, like the pier?
All right.
I'll meet you there in the parking lot of the pier in an hour.
I'll be there. Did I do all right, Daddy?
You did just fine, darling. Just fine. I'm gonna miss you.
What do you mean? You said after you talked to Houston, made him stay away, we could go away.
You really are as dumb as you look, aren't you? Beautiful Marilyn. It's always such a shame to kill something so beautiful.
Kill? What? Kill me?
It's a question of priorities. I can't afford to let you and Houston live.
You can't. I'm Marilyn. You love me. You can't kill me. Please, you wouldn't kill me. It's a joke. That's it, isn't it? It's a joke. Oh, Tommy, you and your sense of humor. I try to tell my friends how funny you are. I won't go. I won't let you do it. I won't let you kill me like that.
You see such a handsome lad growing up fine and strong in Colorado.
Give me that.
And your parents raising him like he was one of their very own. That's fine Christian charity.
Leave Patrick out of this.
You're a slut and a whore. An abomination to God's purpose. You don't deserve to live. Now, Marilyn, you're gonna do exactly what I tell you to do today, or young, handsome Patrick's gonna wake up without a face.
You all right?
I'm okay. Houston, I'm sorry. They're gonna kill us. They made me do this. They're gonna kill my little boy.
Take it easy, all right?
At long last, we meet, Mr. Houston. Afraid we're gonna take a little ride out to the desert.
Well, it's awfully decent of you, Reardon, but no thank you. Really, I've got my own ride.
Get over here. Right, the rain started.
Reardon! Well, in 2 hours from now, you'll be in San Francisco.
Just one more face in the crowd getting off the plane. No more Marilyn.
Well, Marilyn's gone, and so's that part of your life. Listen, look, there's a couple dollars in here, just enough to get you started. Now, go on, take it, really, please.
Well, just 2 hours to a new life. Just 2 hours. But a long way from here.
That's why we figured maybe you could use a little company. Take a look over there.
Mommy, Mommy!
See, we got in touch with your folks in Colorado, and they seem to think that you'd be just fine as long as you had your little boy with you.
Oh, baby, let me see you. Oh, you're just beautiful.
It's awfully nice.
Yes, it is.
Is he still up there?
Yes, sir.
Good.
I knew I had another bottle of the,
I just thought I'd make myself comfortable.
Comfortable's good.
Hot tubs make me feel so relaxed.
You know, they're relaxing, and for me too. Relaxing. Telephone.
I know. I've seen them before.
I'll answer.
I'll open the champagne.
Good.
This is Carter Galt.
Yes, I hate to
bother you so late.
But I finally got Perone nailed. Facts, figures, evidence, the whole bag of beans.
Carter, come on now. You've been chasing this pot of gold for over a year now. I can't wait just a little bit.
Ooh.
Listen, I'm right in the middle of a major situation.
Give her my love, Houston.
But I need you worse at the moment. They know I've got it. There were 2 of them on my tail all day. I think I shook them, but...
Carter, I warned you about this. Now, where are you?
My office. But I have witnesses on tape. Affidavits.
You just sit tight, and I'll send the cops right over there.
No police, Houston. Not yet. Look, I have a meeting with the network Monday. When they see what I have, they'll have to give me my job back.
It is Saturday night. Now, if Perone knows what you've got him, you're not going to make it until Monday.
Well, that's where you come in, old pal. I need you to keep me alive until then. I'll meet you at that all-night bowling alley at 5th and Chandler.
Carter... Listen, Lori, I have got an old friend. Now, he's in a bit of a jam. I'm going to have to go help him out. It's going to take a couple of hours.
But my flight leaves in a couple of hours.
Well, you can get another flight, can't you? Huh?
My picture starts Monday, Houston. I have to be in Rome tomorrow.
But I'll tell you what, I am... Darn it. You know, listen, I gotta go and change my clothes. You can cab it now to the airport, right? Well, I'm really sorry.
Me too.
Boy, am I sorry.
Houston! It's bad enough I get all out of bed at 2 a.m. in the morning. Now I get you. What are you doing here?
Galt called me on the phone, told me to meet him at 5th and Chandler. When he didn't show, I went to his office. That's where I ran into your boys. Is he still alive?
Yeah, barely. Your friend was the target of a very professional hit. You want to tell me what he was into?
Yeah. I had the goods on Perone, enough to bury him for life.
Perone, the union boss? Houston. The report is washed up. The man's a drunk.
He's a damn good reporter, Hoyt. He always has been. He's had a little bad luck, and that's it. Now, don't you understand this Perone story was a chance for his comeback?
Wait a minute. You trying to tell me that he's got evidence on a guy that the entire DA's office been trying to get a hold of for years?
They tried to kill him, didn't they? I mean, just think about it. Doesn't that mean anything to you?
Why didn't he come to us?
He wanted to break the story himself first. It meant that much to him. Now, if Perone's men find out he's still alive, they're going to try and hit him again.
It's too early in the morning to argue with you, Houston. I'll put a couple of men on his door.
You happy?
Happy.
Nurse Webster, report to Dr. Maddow in surgery.
Get another line of.
Pressure's 90/50.
Okay, let's check. I'm sorry, sir. You'll have to wait outside.
I'm working
Pupils
with
are dilated.
Lieutenant Hoyt.
Police department has no jurisdiction in here. Outside.
I am not a policeman. I'm a personal friend. Can I talk to the doctor in charge?
You are. And if you want to give your friend a chance.
Houston.
Easy, all right?
He's going into shock.
Once you see adrenaline, take his strength.
Let's get some pressure on that laceration.
Do what the doctor said.
I got him.
Fine, listen, just relax.
I got Perone.
We'll have plenty of time to talk about it. Just take it easy.
6 units blood. Come on, you guys. We got the CPC, doctor. Prep him for OR. Would you follow me, please?
Orderly's not assigned to do...
Whoever you are, you have no right to jeopardize the life of a patient.
Believe me, doctor, under any other circumstance, I wouldn't.
Your friend is in critical condition with multiple fractures and internal bleeding.
Somebody caused all this.
And you want to find out who, which is supremely unimportant at the moment.
Could we just start this all over, please? My name is Matt Houston.
It's also unimportant.
Well, this isn't. Now, Carter and I happen to be the same blood type.
Constance Harrison. I'm sorry I jumped at you, Mr. Austin.
Well, you're just a few miles off. It's Houston, not Austin. How about the blood?
We'll need it for surgery. Lucille, you take this gentleman down to the blood bank.
What are his chances?
From what we've seen so far, I'm sorry, Mr. Houston. This way, please.
Good morning. Good morning.
Perone? Oh, yeah. Tell me about the reporter.
I'm afraid the merchandise is badly damaged.
Only badly damaged? When will it be unusable?
Oh, I guess any time now.
I don't want guesses. You make certain, Jacobs. I want that package ready for the trash before the end of the day.
Yes, sir. Excuse me.
I got here as soon as I could.
CJ, thank you for coming. Listen, Albert Perone tried to kill my friend last night, and I want to nail him for it.
With what? The evidence that Gall collected went up in flames with that explosion.
Yeah, there's other copies of that evidence.
You know that?
Yeah, see, Carter Gall was a very paranoid man. He used to make insurance copies of all his work. Yeah, you can be sure there's other copies. He'd stash them in his refrigerator or give them to a bartender.
Well, I'll start collecting all the available information that I can get on Perone.
I want to make Perone very nervous, CJ, and I want to keep him that way till we bust him.
Restricted area, police business.
Well, my name's Matt Houston. Listen, didn't Lieutenant Hoyt tell you I was coming by?
I'm new in the division. Lieutenant didn't say anything to me about anybody coming. My partner. There's a couch in there. He wasn't feeling so hot, so I told him to lay down for a while.
That's probably a good idea.
Anyway, if it's okay with the lieutenant, it's fine with me.
Thank you. Hoyt. Now, maybe CJ can take it. Refine it a little bit, running through baby.
How can I make it clear to you that this is police property?
Damn it, Hoyt, Galt is my friend.
If I broke regulations every time somebody told me someone was their friend.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about a favor for a friend, right? Huh? Why is it always me handing out the favors and you're always on the receiving end?
I cannot just stand around. I can't just walk away from it.
Ben, when the lab boys are finished with this evidence we've salvaged, send it over to Houston's office. I am hiring you as an outside consultant to the department. It's going to take a while. What are you going to do in the meantime?
Now, Galt's got an ex-wife. They're not on the best of terms, but she used to put him up every now and then. If he got drunk or evicted, she might have some information.
The cop you pulled out of the fire, he's my friend.
I'm sure whatever Carter was working on was important to him. But I haven't seen him in months, and I'm pretty busy right now, so...
Well, you can see him at Angelus Memorial. They have moved him to intensive care now, Bonnie. Bonnie, I thought you'd heard. Somebody put a bomb in his car last night. He's lucky to be alive.
Carter knew the risks.
It's very important to him. Very important. He finally has got enough evidence to put Perone away for good.
Look, Houston, I've got customers, so if there's a point to all of this...
Well, I just thought that you might know something that could
Sorry,
help. Bonnie,
Houston.
please.
Don't tell me I owe Carter something, Houston, because I don't. When our son died, he walked out on me to wallow in self-pity and drink himself to death.
Bonnie, he felt responsible.
He was responsible.
It was an accident.
He wasn't there. He was out covering some stupid story. Maybe if he'd been there if he hadn't been such a damn good reporter. I gotta go, Houston.
Bonnie, if you think of something that might...
I know. I will.
Houston, I'm afraid we didn't learn much more about Perone than we already knew.
Well, it doesn't surprise me, CJ. Albert Perone has been the leading force behind union corruption in this town for over a dozen years. Pension fund, manipulation, graft.
He was arrested about a dozen times when he was a teenager. He was indicted for murder twice when he was an up-and-coming soldier in the mob. That's when he was into kidnapping and extortion.
That's right. Yeah, the victims of the family paid all right. I just never heard from the victims again.
Well, that's why he's never been convicted.
The man leaves no witnesses, CJ.
This is what the police rescued from Galt's briefcase in his office. At one time, this would have been hard evidence. But now, I can't make heads or tails of it through the ashes, except for this one item. This was found on one reel of a videotape.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, right. Albert Perone Expo, Reel 5, interview 3A. Roll it. Witness J, a former accountant with the Perone Syndicate. His request for anonymity is respected here. His testimony will make clear why.
He has an eyewitness.
In your own words, explain for us the activities of Albert Perone in the matter of the Moeller Security Loan Group.
Mr. Perone used $9 million to finance the drug buy from the Eastern Syndicate. The funds were channeled through false loans to the Waterfront Workers Union.
And the documents that you turned over to me will corroborate this.
Yes, sir.
And to the fact that Mr. Perone arranged for the murder of...
CJ, is there anything in the file or the tape that might lead us to this witness?
No, and he electronically altered the voice so there's no way to trace him. What do you want to do, Houston?
Why don't you stick with this stuff? Feed everything you can find into baby and see what you come up with.
When are you going back to the hospital?
Tomorrow morning. I'm sure by that time the doctor will have come up with something.
But will we?
almost had him.
Well, the police got those other two. I would think that would be sufficient for whatever purposes you need.
Those two were paid $1,000 apiece to create that disturbance. They don't even know who hired them.
Your ribs are just bruised. But you have some fascinating old scars. Interesting line of work you're in, Mr. Houston.
It hasn't been a lot of fun lately. Listen, how's my friend doing?
Well, he made it through surgery. We removed most of the potentially dangerous fragments from his head and chest, and sutured the major lacerations. Should I lie to you? What would you like to hear? I'm sorry. I'm tired.
I'm sorry, too. It's been a couple of days since I've slept myself.
Well, then I prescribe a hot meal in your stomach and a glass of wine to relax you and a good night's sleep.
Well, I'll tell you something, Doctor. I'd love to have dinner with you and drink that wine. Maybe we could toast Carter Galt's speedy recovery.
I already have a date. My 8-year-old daughter, Jody.
I'm sorry,
I've been divorced since she was 2. How would you feel about a 3rd grade pageant at St. Mary's Elementary? And a hamburger dinner with 2 ladies?
Well, under the circumstances, Doctor, I'd love it.
Under the circumstances, it's Constance. I'll leave my address at the nurse's station. We'll be ready at 6:30.
Dr. Hillman, wanted for pediatrics. Dr. Hillman, you're wanted.
Yes, my son, they operate first thing in the morning.
Have you found out who the surgeon is?
A top-flight lady surgeon.
Well, you've got to get to that lady, McKinney.
I have something in mind. Consider the matter closed. Hello, Jody.
Hello, Father.
Don't turn around. Your little girl, Doc, she's going to be just fine.
What do you want?
You're operating on Carter Galt tomorrow morning. Make sure he dies on that table. You'll have Jody home in time for lunch.
Houston.
Why, am I early?
Yeah, no, you're not early. I'm gonna have to cancel the evening, I'm afraid.
Why, you gonna play and dinner and the whole works?
Yes, Jody's come down with a cold and a little fever, too. Excuse me. Hello? Hello, yes, I was expecting your call.
Now, just remember, Doctor, no police, no conversations about this with anybody.
No, I haven't.
You understand?
Yes, could I please speak to her?
Jody, talk to your mommy.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, sweetheart.
Mommy, you should be here. We're having lots of fun. Father Joe is real nice. When are you going to be back from San Francisco?
Wait a minute, slow down. Where are you?
Jody, look what Father Joe has for you. You got our deal straight?
Perfectly. Could you call me back a little later? I'll have more time to talk then.
You've got company.
Yes, I do.
You are smart, lady. Stay smart. There won't be any more phone calls. And if the reporter doesn't die tomorrow, there won't be any more Jody.
Oh, I'm sorry, Houston. Could we make it another night?
Absolutely. I just hope your little daughter feels a lot better. Huh?
Thanks.
Night.
Night.
And the documents that you turned over to me will corroborate this.
Yes, sir.
And to the fact that Mr. Perone arranged for the murder of...
Thought you were taking the night off. Going back to third grade?
So did I. Something is wrong.
Why? Because the beautiful doctor stood you up? It happens sometimes, pal.
You come up with anything?
No, not yet. We were just going to have a bite to eat.
You must come up with something.
Houston, I've talked to everyone I could find who was in Galt's life. Now, if copies of the evidence were given to the proverbial bartender or whoever, then nobody's telling me about it.
Now, this is just ridiculous. I mean, baby is about to blow a fuse, CJ. Maybe she needs a softer touch. Would you please see what you can do to make some sense out of that burnt rubbish?
I've gone over these things a dozen times.
Well, why don't you go over it again?
I intend to.
Pepperoni or sausage?
I'm sorry.
Me too.
Look, the information we need to nail Perone's got to be someplace, and baby, it's just hard to get at.
Okay, what are you going to do?
The same thing you're going to do, only we'll take a little more direct route.
Check it out, dude. 12 ball in the corner pocket.
So, Philly, I believe this is yours, isn't it?
Hey, man, leave me alone. I don't want nothing to do with you.
Been a real long night, Philly, so why don't you be straight with me?
Hey, Slick, I got you straight.
Hey,
man, what you doing, huh? You ain't coming here pushing people around. What do you think you are? Hey, look, the word is your reporter friend's not making it off the operating table.
Some of us are betting differently, Philly.
You're not listening, Houston. Perone, his people, they're making sure of it.
What do you mean they're making sure of it?
Look, we've been in here long enough. Save my reputation, man. Right on the button.
Right on the button, right? Right, the button right here. This would make it look good, wouldn't it?
Doctor?
Houston, hello.
Where's your little girl?
She's home. She'll be all right. It's just a little fever.
I just came from your house. There's nobody there. No babysitter, nobody.
Leave me alone.
They've got her, don't they?
Yes. And all they want for her return is Carter Galt.
Want him to die on the table?
Dr. Harrison, ICU code.
Doctor, it's the reporter. Mr. Galt, he's fading.
I'll be right there.
What are you gonna do, Doctor?
Operate. We don't have any choice. He won't last till morning.
What are you gonna do?
Dr. Harrison, ICU code blue.
I've got to go.
Pulse is normal.
Retractor. What a mess. Put the blood on the pump. Suction. Kelly clamp. Liver's been lacerated.
Pulse is steady, but pressure's dropping.
And on Carter.
Pressure's still dropping, Constance. We're losing him. No pulse. It's a straight line.
Dr. Smith, call your office. Dr. Smith, call your office.
He's coming back.
Pulse is fluttering.
Sponge.
He's getting stronger.
Pulse is normal.
And on Carter.
Here you go. 2 sugars, huh?
Pulse is steady, but pressure's dropping. 80 over 30.
Sponge.
Pressure's still falling, Constance. 40 over 20. Pulse is fluttering.
Lidocaine. Hang on, Carter.
We're losing him, Constance. 30-0. No pulse. It's a straight line.
Scalpel. Try cardiac massage. Suction. Come on. Come on. Don't die on me, Carter. Come on. Come on. I'm sorry. I tried to.
Your friend was a dead man 2 hours ago, Mr. Houston. Dr. Harrison brought him back 3 times, but... I'm sorry.
I just kept thinking of Jody. I kept thinking how easy it would be for me to let him die. He was slipping away so quickly. But I couldn't do it. Well, I guess they got what they wanted.
Listen, can you keep this quiet for a couple of hours?
Why? Why?
I need the time.
But they'll release her now. It turned out the way they wanted.
Don't you understand? Perone is not the kind of man to take risks.
But they said that... You don't think they'll kill her?
Talk to your staff. I need the time.
It's been taken care of. Everyone knows not to give out any information on Carter Galt.
Constance, do you remember anything that your little girl might have said? Anything that you heard that might give us a general location where they're holding her?
I barely spoke with her. She didn't sound frightened, but there was something... Houston, Jody said one of the men that was with her was a priest. She called him Father Joe.
Some police station.
Where's the girl?
What kind of girl you want, Houston? I got a friend can get you black, oriental.
Where is she?
What are you gonna do, Ace? You're not gonna kill me. I'm an unarmed man.
No, you're a dead man.
You're a lousy shot.
Where is she?
You can't pull something like this. I got rights.
You got 5 seconds. Now you tell me where she is, or you will not hear the next shot.
Well, reporter's dead. That leaves just one small detail. The girl.
Yeah, I'll drop her off a few blocks from her house.
Why not just walk her into the police station? She's seen our faces, Jacob. She knows who we are.
You can't kill her.
No. Give her a fair chance. We'll take the boat out about 5 miles and see if she can swim in.
She's just a kid. You can't.
Don't you tell me again what I can't do. Unless you want to swim in with her. Jacobs, cast off and take us out to sea. Unless you have some objection.
Cast off!
You got nothing, Houston, nothing.
Hell, I didn't get you for murder, not yet. But I suppose kidnapping will do for right now.
But I was shocked when I heard what one of my men had done. But don't worry. Jacobs will confess, and your reporter will still be dead. Now, between you and me, he had the evidence to hang me.
Jody? Baby, let me look at you. Are you okay? Oh, I missed you so much. Oh.
Look at the man, CJ. He just got away with murder, and he knows it.
Not quite, Houston. You were right. Carter did make copies of the evidence. Bonnie Gold just left these at the office.
CJ, these are copies of all of his evidence. Where'd she get them?
She found it in her mail this morning. Apparently, Carter sent it the day before he died.
These crates contain the Ming vases, but over here was a real find of our trip. A Tang horse circa 815. It'll be the centerpiece for our museum's Far East collection. Oh, great. Frank. Hey, I'm famished. Let's go grab some breakfast and then unload when the stevedores get here.
Sure thing, honey. How about the chowder bowl? I'll buy it.
All right. Go ahead. I'll catch up. What are you doing here?
Su Chin has heard some rumors. He's quite concerned.
What kind of rumors?
That the shipment may have been hijacked.
Nonsense. I loaded it myself in Hong Kong. No one knows where it is but me.
Then you won't mind showing us.
Of course not.
Something wrong?
Of course not. I just can't reach the package.
Why? It's empty. Now what? We better tell Su Chin.
CJ, keep going. Remember, no pain, no gain, huh?
Come on, Houston, give a girl a break. I wanted to firm up, not look like Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you something. You're saved by the bell. You got a phone call from Connie Ling.
Oh, thank you. Connie? Hi.
Thank God you're there. You've got to help me.
Connie, what happened?
There's no time to explain, CJ. I've got to see you. Meet me at my apartment. And for God's sake, please hurry.
$20 million worth of heroin. Gone.
Su Chen, the woman must have been working with someone. Maybe one of our rivals, and hoping to take over our drug trade.
Without the heroin, there's no drug trade. We must recover the shipment. Do whatever is necessary, but find the drugs.
What about the girl?
I may have made an error in trusting Miss Connie Ling, but she has made a far greater error by betraying me.
Until I get back to the office. Houston. Chinatown's a little off your regular beat, isn't it? You want to tell me about your client?
She wasn't a client, Hoyt. She was a friend. Named Connie Ling. She worked at the County Museum of Art. She was a Far East expert. She called us about an hour ago to say she needed help. We didn't get a chance to find out what it was.
Got any idea why anybody want to kill her?
No. I know. I knew her for 10 years. We were in college together.
I need both of you to come down to the office to make a statement.
You all right?
Houston, the man you shot's in a coma. Doctors give him a 50-50 chance.
That's more than he gave Connie, isn't it?
That's him, Matt Houston. The woman's his associate, corporate lawyer, C.J. Porson. She was a friend of the victim. Houston, C.J., I want you to meet Harry Carter.
Hi.
It's a pleasure.
It may not be when you see what I have to show you.
Carter here works for the Drug Enforcement Administration. He has some information on Connie Ling.
This way, please. Your friend was dirty, Miss Parsons. She's smuggling drugs.
What are you talking about?
Heroin, and a lot of it. Enough to keep a city full of junkies glassy-eyed for months.
That is just not possible.
Now, CJ, just take it easy. Let's at least hear what the man has to say.
You can talk all you want, Carter. But you're never going to convince me of that.
Oh, no? You're a lawyer? How about if I show you some evidence? This was taken in Hong Kong a few months ago. The man standing next to Connie Lin is a known heroin dealer. Please frame it right here. The package she just dropped contains money. The package she just gave her contains heroin. We've been on her for 6 months.
That doesn't prove that...
C.J., Carter let me see his files. It's all there. Connie was using her job at the art museum as a cover. She was making one trip a month back to the Far East, bringing back art objects to the museum.
And heroin to the junkies. Her last shipment was due today. The ship's in the harbor. I've had it impounded and sealed.
Yeah, wait a minute, fellas. Now, if you knew this was going on with Connie all along, why didn't you just arrest her?
Because she's just a mule for the smugglers. I was hoping she was going to lead us to whoever it was.
But cops are usually pretty tight-fisted with their information, huh? I mean, why are you telling us all this about Connie?
Look, Houston. I've been trying to break up this smuggling ring for 3 years. I'm so close to it now I could taste it.
So in other words, what you're trying to tell me is you just want me to stay out of it so I don't blow your case?
You got it.
And I still want to know why Connie was murdered.
You stay out of the way and I'll find out. Wait. I'm going to the hospital and see if I get a statement from the killer.
I'll walk you down.
Nurse Bartlett, call physical therapy on 214. Nurse Bartlett, call physical therapy on 214. Dr. Grenfell, report to Dr. Marr in administration. Dr. Grenfell, report to Dr. Marr in administration.
Name's Carter, Drug Enforcement Administration.
Lieutenant Hoyt said you'd be by. Follow me.
We'll have to leave. We'll need more room here.
Get the board, bag them. Starting bicar. Get the paddles.
Come on, breathe.
Clear?
Defib.
Injections ready, Doctor.
Hit him again.
He's dead.
Looks like I wasted my time.
CJ, just please try and calm down.
I don't want to calm down, Houston. I'm mad. The DEA can come up with all the files, all the film, all the evidence that they want. But I know that Carter is wrong. There is no way that Connie would have been involved with drugs.
Houston, Lieutenant Hoyt, line 3.
Thank you, Chris. Morning.
No, it's not a good morning. Connie's killer died last night.
Well, was Carter able to get a statement from him?
Negative. The killer never regained consciousness. Just thought you'd like to know. Later.
CJ, the man who killed Connie died in hospital last night. What makes you so sure that Connie was not involved in drugs?
Her brother was a junkie. He used to crash at her apartment, Houston. She hated what drugs did to him.
Well, if you're right, that means that Connie was framed and then she was murdered.
Houston, I know the DEA wants us off this case, but she was a friend of mine. And I can't just sit on my hands. I want to know the truth.
Sounds like I got myself a new client.
Where do we start?
The best place to start is the scene of the crime. I read that in a book someplace. Come on.
Houston, don't! It's Sam, Connie's brother.
I see you've got some explaining to do.
You better start talking to me. What's the idea of tearing this place apart? Just what the hell were you looking for?
I was looking for money.
Oh, so you can stick some more poison in your arm?
No, I got enough for a couple of days. I need money to get away. Please, CJ, you gotta help me. I got some friends in New York. They'll hide me. Listen.
No, you listen to me. You just listen to me, you poor little burnt-out junkie. Hey, your sister's dead. She deserved a whole lot better out of life. You better start answering some questions. The first one, was Connie smuggling heroin?
Oh, Sam, why? There has to be a reason for it.
Go on, answer her.
Me. She did it for me. I owed So-Chin money, a lot of money.
Who is So-Chin?
He's the power in Chinatown. He told Connie to do what he said or I was dead.
Okay. Let me guess. So-Chin knew that Connie took trips to Hong Kong. He knew this provided a cover.
Let me just guess who's the one in the first place that told Sue Chen about the trips. That's charming.
At first, Connie refused, even when I begged her. Then suddenly she got a phone call and changed her mind.
Sam, who's the phone call from? Sue Chin?
I don't know. I don't think so. At first, the shipments were small. Sue Chin was testing her. This last one was 50 pounds.
50 pounds doesn't sound very small to me.
And now it's missing. Connie's dead, and if Sue Chin finds me, I'm dead too. Listen, just give me some money. Let me...
I'll tell you what. I'll give you something better than money. I'll give you protection.
Don't worry, Houston. I know a place where he'll be safer than a third-string quarterback at halftime.
Hey, didn't you used to be Toomey Malone, the baddest linebacker in the NFL?
Now, CJ, Toomey is going to stash Sam and hit the street with a mouthful of questions.
What's the next step?
I think we ought to do some homework.
Sue Chin, one of the biggest crime lords in the city.
I read about him, CJ. It seems like he's got his fingers in more pies than Sarah Lee.
And all of them illegal. Drug trafficking, gambling, extortion. He's a real smart cookie, Houston. The police have been trying to nail him for years, unsuccessfully.
And a very ruthless man. Seems like all of his enemies wind up on the obituary page.
Like Connie.
Maybe not, CJ. You said yourself he's a very smart man. Now, remember what Connie's brother told us? Sue Chin still does not know where that heroin is.
You're right. It wouldn't have been very smart of Sue Chin to murder Connie before he knew where the drugs were.
Mm-hmm. A man like that would probably just torture her until she told him where the drugs were.
And then kill her.
Yeah. Sue Chin. He's probably not our man, CJ.
Do you have any idea who is?
Somebody who's come into 50 pounds of heroin recently.
Houston.
Looks like you were right, Houston. There's no heroin on the street. A regular panic in Needle Park.
Have you got any idea who hijacked Sue Chin's shipment?
No, but I'll tell you one thing. He's one brave dude. You heard of an eye for an eye? Well, Sue Chin believes in 2 eyes, 1 nose, both ears, and all your teeth for an eye. He's not a nice man.
This is true. Let's just keep digging, to me. Now, that dope has got to hit the street sooner or later. When that tap is turned on, I want to know whose hand is on the faucet.
You got it.
So far, whoever's got that heroin is just sitting on it.
Well, it's worth $20 million. They're not going to hold it forever.
Yeah. That's right, CJ. And from what Too Mean tells me, the people in the streets are chomping at the bit. There's no heroin out there.
And they say we Chinese are the inscrutable ones.
You can keep it if you like.
You're quite generous with my property.
Sue Chin, I have 199 bags just like it.
Before we begin negotiations, Mr. Carter, you must tell me how you managed to come into possession of my heroin.
When you ordered Connie Ling to start smuggling drugs to keep her brother alive, she phoned the Drug Enforcement Agency.
And you got the phone call.
I got it. She was working for me all along. She thought I was waiting for a big enough shipment so I could arrest you.
When you were actually waiting for a big enough shipment to steal.
You see, I have my retirement fund to think of.
And it was you that spread the rumor my shipment was hijacked.
Sue Chin, I knew right where it was. It was easy for me to take before your men arrived.
Then you had the girl killed.
I had to tie up loose ends.
So, how much would it cost to get my property back?
Sue Chin, I'm not greedy. It's worth $20 million. I just want 2.
I'll need time to get the money.
48 hours max. Before I put it on the auction block to your competitors.
Fine. Name the time and place.
Not so fast. So far, I've been able to keep the police out of this investigation. We have a problem. There's a detective named Matt Houston and his lawyer partner, C.J. Parsons.
What about them?
They're investigating the girl's murder. It's just a matter of time before they tie me up to Connie Ling.
What would you like me to do?
Kill him.
Consider it done.
All right.
Houston, whoever stole that heroin is just sitting on it. Why?
I mean, why aren't they selling it? That's a very good question, CJ.
You got a good answer?
Well, CJ, the way I figure it, whoever has that heroin had to be close enough to Connie to steal it. But evidently they don't have the connections in the drug trade to sell it.
Which is why we're looking for a name. Some indication of who would be close enough to Connie to know she was smuggling drugs.
CJ, listen, did Connie mention anything about her new boyfriend or any new friends at all?
No, not that I can recall.
Well, when was the last time that you talked to her?
About a month ago, we had lunch. But we used to talk on the phone at least once a week.
Wait a minute.
What?
Telephone, CJ. So if you called her once a week...
She would also talk to whoever she knew was smuggling heroin.
Bingo. Connie's phone bill.
But phone bills only have numbers, not names.
That's why I plan to let our fingers do the walking, CJ.
Orderlies not assigned to duty, report to emergency. Orderlies not assigned to duty, report to emergency.
As far as you go.
Nurse Webster, report to Dr. Adams' surgery. Nurse Webster, report to Dr. Adams' surgery.
Chris called and told me what happened. How's CJ?
There's no word yet.
I saw a coffee machine down the hall. Why don't we wait together? Yeah. Okay. Well, I heard it from 3 different sources. Sue Chen's gonna be back in business by tomorrow.
Doesn't leave us much time, does it?
Mr. Houston? She's gonna make it.
Oh, thank God. Listen, can I see her?
Yeah, just for a minute.
Hiya, boss.
Hi, CJ.
I'm sorry, Houston.
What are you sorry about?
For all the worry I caused you. They told me it was touch and go for a while.
I did say a prayer or two. How you feeling?
Better now that I'm looking at my favorite face in the whole world.
Hello, yeah, this is Tony Stewart. I'm a friend of Connie Ling's. She told me if I ever needed to get a hold of her that you just might be... I'm sorry, what? Well, no, I hadn't heard. I'm sorry. Listen, tell me something, Cindy. Did you... It's Betty? Betty Gimbel. You were her hairdresser. I'm sorry. I probably called it a bad time. Thank you.
Tell me, Eli, how good a friend of Connie's were you? Her car mechanic. No, I don't know what the family's planning to do with the car.
Did you come up with anything?
I know where you can get a Fiat fixed.
Great. Excuse me?
What happened?
Well, I just got the Drug Enforcement Administration.
Well, if Connie was smuggling drugs, why would she be talking to the Heat?
Well, maybe she wasn't talking to him. Now, she's got the brother, Sam. He was a junkie. Used to hang out at her place once in a while.
Well, lots of junkies snitched to the man for some extra dough. Do you think he called the DEA?
Let's ask him. So where'd you stash it?
At your beach house.
My beach house? Well, why my beach house?
Because it's safe.
Well, why not your house?
What? A spaced-out junkie in my home? Houston, I got an image to maintain.
Houston, just what in the hell is going on? I just found out that CJ is in the hospital with a bullet wound. Carter's been jumping on my back. I mean, I thought you were going to stay off this case.
See, I'd love to chat with you, but I'll tell you what, I really got to run right now. Yeah.
Hey, what about CJ? Where?
Well, I'll tell you, she's in Wilshire Memorial Hospital. Give her a call.
Houston!
How's our house guest?
He tried to make a break for it, but I caught him. He said if he tried it again, I'd rip his lips off.
Tell me something. Did you ever make a call to the DEA from Connie's apartment?
You crazy, man?
Well, it wouldn't be the first time a junkie snitched to the man for some powdered sugar.
But it was my own sister that was bringing the stuff in. I never would have set her up.
Now, wait a minute. Did you not tell me that Connie only agreed to work for Sue Chin after she got a particular phone call?
Yeah. She was scared, real scared. I said, okay.
Houston, you've got that funny look on your face again.
Yeah, it's the same one I always get when I realize I've been conned. CJ was right to me, and Connie was not smuggling drugs. She was working undercover for the government.
So Connie called the DEA?
That's right. She was double-crossed by a certain DEA agent named Harry Carter.
Central Division.
Yeah, please, this is Matt Houston. I need a location on Lieutenant Hoyt immediately.
He's on his way to Wilshire Memorial Hospital.
Well, please, just tell him to sit tight there. It's very important. I have to talk to him. Thank you. So far, the only hard evidence we've got is Connie's phone bill.
Well, you need more than that to convince Hoyt.
Right, unless we can catch Carter with the heroin, it's going to be a hard thing to convince the jury of.
I don't think those guys are from the Welcome Way.
Yeah. Listen, when we divide and conquer,
huh?
Split up between.
All right, everybody, freeze.
Boy, I'm glad to see
You deaf? I said freeze.
No, you don't understand. My name's Mac.
That's better. Now, everybody up against the car and spread them. Come on, turn around.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Harry Carter of the DEA. I'd like to speak with Miss Parsons.
Outside.
What are you doing here?
Probably the same thing you were. I just want to get a statement from the lady.
Well, neither one of you are going to talk to her. Not now, at least. She's sleeping, and I don't want her disturbed. I'll be happy to call you at your offices as soon as she's able to see you.
Phone?
Nurse's station.
I have a staff meeting, so I'll talk to you later.
Take it easy. Right here.
Lieutenant, Matt Houston called. I told him you were at the hospital, and he asked if you'd wait there for him.
Did he say what he wanted?
No, sir.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, Thorpe, would you please tell these guys who I am?
His name's Matt Houston. He's a PI. I'll vouch for him.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead.
Houston?
All right. Yeah, he's with me.
Get out of here.
Houston.
My office called. Said you wanted to see me. What's up?
Hoyt, have you seen Carter?
He just left.
Well, you have got to stop him, all right? Now, he is the one that set up Connie.
You were going to leave me.
No.
Yeah, fine. Thanks.
Well, what'd you find out?
He said you and Toomey tried to mug he and his friend.
Well, I have to give him credit for originality. Who is he?
Want to see Chance Henchman?
Yeah, well, I'll bet you if you run he and his partner's gun through ballistics, you're bound to come up with a weapon that hits CJ.
Very good, Houston. You get that from one of your private eye manuals?
Yes. Matter of fact, I did. Same place I learned the term APB, as in finding Carter, Hoyt.
Well, we got his house all staked out. Every cop in the city's looking for him. But Carter's a trained cop. He'll be a tough man to find.
Yeah, well, maybe not. You see, I talked to Toomey. Now, he said the word's out on the street that pushers will be getting their goodies tomorrow by noon.
Meaning?
Meaning the Carter's got to pick up that heroin. Now, he stashed it. Probably someplace that he thought it would be safe.
All we gotta do is find out where. Got any ideas?
Just might have. Make like a statue, Carter. Now lose your gun. Real easy. Now turn around nice and slow. Kind of a long night. I was beginning to wonder if I'd guessed wrong.
How'd you know where I was?
You told me yourself. When you told me that you had this ship sealed and impounded. All right, come on in, Hoyt. He's all yours.
I give up.
Houston, come in, please. Give up.
Not yet, he doesn't. Now he does.
Hi.
CJ. Listen, I didn't mean to wake you up.
I'm
CJ.
glad you did.
Listen, doctors tell me you're going to be out of here in a couple of days.
Houston, I'm ready to get out of here now. I have 3 court cases.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Now, I've already postponed those.
Well, the work at the office must be backed
Well,
up.
Chris and Two Mean are pitching in. They're doing just fine. Things are running along smooth as silk.
What you're trying to say is you don't need me.
Not at all. It's going to be real nice to have you back where you belong.
It's nice to be wanted.